Texas League Baseball is next. And we welcome you from John's hometown of Midland, Texas, as we get set for this baseball evening. And we are about ready to go as we get set to go for this fifth game of six between the visiting San Antonio Missions and Midland Rockhounds. Well, here's John Baker. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. And got to say, another night of baseball, and we're super excited that y'all are here to come around and have a fun evening with us. Well, it's Game 5 against San Antonio, and so far tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, we are live for the final broadcast of the baseball week, as it is Game 6 against San Antonio. Midland, after tomorrow, they head to Frisco, take on the Frisco Rough Riders in a 6-game set there at Statesman's Park, while we return back home to our home in San Antonio as we get ready to take on the Minnesota Twins AA affiliation, the Wichita Wind Surge. Go online now at rockhoundsbaseball.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home anywhere in the Texas League, and you are good to go. Well, anyway, I'm John Baker, and yes, do have my favorite guy in the booth. There's Bob. So, Bob, last night, and now getting into the pregame show, last night, the San Antonio Missions win 15-1. And I got to say, what a immaculate ball game that we have seen. And so far, I got to say, that was one heck of a game. Yeah, it was. A lot of power hitting. You had a lot of base hits and fastballs. A lot of baseballs hit out of the yard last night. And so far, pretty good night for San Antonio. They got this one. They conclude a 3-game losing streak against Midland. And so far, they're going to come back and try to win another one here tonight, if humanly possible, and sure hope that they do. That's exactly, Bob. A lot of fans up in San Antonio, they were cheering as everybody knew that 15-1. Now that was one heck of a whooping against Midland. And so far, the fans were cheering there, watching at San Antonio and Wolf Stadium, and so far, they even come to Midland and during the broadcast, and so far, pretty good on that. Well, tonight is afterwards the post-game fireworks after the ball game, and don't forget our Taco Villa Sunday. Everybody gets 12 crispy tacos from Taco Villa, and that is Taco Villa Sunday here in our favorite ballpark, Franco Park. Well, anyway, I love the way that we come to Midland, and so far, excuse me, just a great place to be. And it's also my home in Midland, and I really, really love this place. Well, anyway, we got Taco Villa tonight if we want for dinner, or we could go to Rose's Cafe or even Texas Burger. I mean, what do you feel like, Bob? Well, I kind of feel like for a Texas Burger. I mean, that's pretty much what I would love to get, but if you want Taco Villa or Rose's, you can have any of the choice. Yeah, I mean, if you want. That for sure. Well, anyway, we are going to be right back with our first pitch, and yes, partly cloudy tonight as we look at a magnificent sunset. We've had a sunset for the past 5 evenings already, or the past 4 evenings, I should say. But anyway, we're going to have a pretty orange sky and fireworks after it gets dark. So stay with us at the ballpark because here in Midland, Texas, we're going to give you the best fireworks show courtesy of Taco Villa. Well, anyway, hope everybody is super excited for this one. First pitch coming up in just a few moments. All right. Hello there, everybody. This is Bob, and we are ready to go in the Game 5 against San Antonio. Well, now taking you down to the field, and John Baker will bring you the broadcast of this one. Well, thank you, Bob. And yes, a beautiful look at Franco Park, home of the Midland Rockhounds. And so far, a partly cloudy sky evening. And yes, we do have the Rockhounds taking the field now, back in their beautiful home white jerseys. And so far, we are going. Pedro Santos, a right-hander out of the Rockhounds bullpen, will get the starting assignment. What do we know? Four-seam curveball, a cutter, a 12-6 curve, a circle change, and a sinker will be in line for the starter. Well, leading off for San Antonio, the left fielder, Albert Fabian, coming in now as he takes the ball down and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes as we get underway here on this Saturday night. Here's the pitch. That one is popped foul, and the count evens up at 1-1. We got fans watching from San Antonio, Texas. We got fans also watching from West Creek Trail Rides, which that is pretty good too. That one is in for a taken called strike, and it is 1-2. We got packed house here tonight in Midland, and so far gotta love how everything goes. Here's pitch. Outside, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, out there in Dallas-Fort Worth, boy, they're getting some nasty storms. Tornado warnings and watches. And so far up in Frisco, they've seen the wall clouds, the Couple of lightning strikes from the cumulus cloud as well. Yeah, I gotta say, John, the cumulus clouds are pretty. I mean, when they get up, lighted up at night, that's pretty good. Well, here's the San Antonio catcher, Ethan Salas, as he strides up to the plate now for the Missions, and so far pretty good on top of that. One more game tomorrow against the San Antonio Missions taking on the Rockhounds. Rockhounds will head north. They take on or northeast, I should say. They take on the Frisco Rough Riders starting Tuesday through Sunday next week.
That's inside.
Missions head back home, and so do we. They take on the Wichita Windsurge. Minnesota Twins AA affiliation to that ball club. And here's the 1-2. That one is a popper up there, and that is out number 2. With that, let's give the visiting San Antonio Missions the starting lineups. In left field, Fabian, Salas, and Mears would be the leadoff 3. Castellon, Campbell, and Roeder would be middle. Rojas, Cedeno, and Leodalis DeVries will round out the batting order for San Antonio here this evening. It is the center fielder, Joshua Mears, coming up to the plate. 2 away, nobody on. The top of the first inning, and that is taken in for the called strike. It's 0-1. Boy, storms from Mexico into Texas starting to develop, and yeah, San Antonio could be
1-1.
caught in the crossfire tonight. Well, evidently, a lot of people in San Antonio trying to keep an eye on the weather, so that's what they have to do. That's right there, hit to a ground hopper, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors for San Antonio. Nobody left on. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, it's no score through the top half of 1. So we're back here with the starting pitcher for San Antonio. And we'll be right back here on MLB Network. Now set to go for the bottom of the first, right here on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, we'll bring you a left-hander, Jason Blanchard, as he comes in. What do we know, Bob? 4-seam slider, changeup, and a 2-seamer. Getting ready to go for San Antonio here in this one. And pretty good on his 4-seam fastball, just 94, 95 mile per hour. And so far, pretty good. Well, leading off for Midland, the shortstop, Arabelle Angeles. Coming in for Midland as we're about set to go for the bottom of the first for the Rockhounds. Here's a pitch. Down and in, a called strike on a slider, and it's 0-1. Great crowd we have here tonight. It is a packed house. After tonight, if Midland wins this one, a fireworks show on that.
2 strikes.
And evidently, that would be a good night for everybody here at the home crowd. Yeah, for sure. Here's the 0-2. That one high in the air, up to left center. Mears gets over, and he'll make the play for the out. So 1 down as Angeles goes down retired. So here's the starting lineups for the home side. Angeles, Halter, and Ankiel be the leadoff 3. Kurtz, Trinkle, and Schwartz. Middle, Bolt, Swift, and McIver round out the batting order for Midland. Second baseman, Colby Halter. Coming in now. Corpus Christi leading Frisco, bottom half of the second inning there at Statesman's Park. And giving you a little heads up on the score there in Frisco, Texas. As they now head to the top of the third. And here's the pitch. That is a liner straight away center. That's a base hit. So Midland gets the first hit of the evening.
Batting third, the right fielder, Nate Nankiel.
And that'll bring up Nate Nankiel. Nankiel coming in, ready to go. The stretch, and that is lifted high up in the air. Left fielder Fabian makes the grab, and there is 2 down.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, Nick Kurtz.
So Nick Kurtz coming in now. One more out for Midland. A runner at first and 2 away. And that's an inside pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Boy, some fans are saying in San Antonio, cloud cover gets heavy. And so far could be some nasty storms as they go through the evening there in San Antonio. Yeah, that's right, John. And I got to say, a severe thunderstorm watch now going into effect. And I'm going to have to stop you there. So no runs, hits, or errors. Or should I say a hit for Midland and 1 left. We now head to the top of the second inning where Marcos Castañon leads it off for San Antonio in the second. I do apologize, Bob. Go ahead. Oh, okay. So, severe thunderstorm watch for San Antonio. Getting ready to go, and so far, pretty good on that. Well, I got to say, we got our Texas League standings, and boy, Frisco and Midland going pretty good together, Bob. I mean, as we look at the standings, and so far, we are going to go ahead and take a look at that this evening. So for the South Division, Midland and Frisco are 22 even. San Antonio in third place, Amarillo in fourth place, Corpus Christi down in last place in the fifth position. Arkansas leads a game and a half against Wichita. Northwest Arkansas trails a game against Wichita. And then Springfield and Tulsa with 17 and 20. So not too shabby for the North Division competitors, but pretty good on top of that. Now, I got to say, John, absolutely right. But anyway, pretty good if they try to get up there. Any team fighting over the first place position, and evidently got our 4 finalists right here. And so far, Midland, Frisco, Arkansas, and Wichita are both in the first and second place positions, but San Antonio trying to make a little pushback here. Yeah, I do hope that San Antonio really gets their acts together and starts winning some ball games, because that matters to us guys from San Antonio. And I got to say, John, absolutely right. And we'll see what happens. All right, leading off the top of the second inning for the San Antonio Missions, first baseman Marcos Castañon, as he'll lead it off. And he's going to hit that one straight away second. And that is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Boy, that was just rough around the edges to see that play right there. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in for San Antonio. And the pitch. That one is just inside. No balls, 1 strike to the right fielder. Should see a decent night here in Midland. That one high and outside, 1-1. Unlike last night, that was pretty funny ball game. 15-1. San Antonio leads the charge. And really good. That one high in the air up to right field, and that is out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in this ball game.
Roderer.
And here's the San Antonio designated hitter, Cole Roderer. If you're just joining us in the broadcast, we appreciate y'all coming in. Fans watching from West Creek Trail Rides in our beautiful town of San Antonio, we welcome y'all. Just a good place to ride horses, have a good time, get out on the trail rides. And yes, it is what it is. We love to see how things go from there. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. That one is high in the air. And that goes to center, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors. No one left on for San Antonio. And we now head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it's no score through 2.5. But back here for more Texas League Baseball as Caden Trinkle will lead it off in the bottom of 2 for Midland when we come back. All right, no score through 2.5 here tonight with baseball. As we bring you a no score through now the 2.5 innings of play here tonight in Midland, Texas. So far, our prep broadcast brought to you in part by Taco Villa. Spice your life. Leading off for Midland, Caden Trinkle will step up to the plate to lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Midland Rockhounds. Here's the pitch. That one is right there, out of play, foul, and it's 0-1. Trinkle batting a .321 average for the Oakland Athletics. He was the third rounder back in the 2017. So pretty good right there. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and got him. Right there, first strikeout for Jason Blanchard. And pretty good on top of that. Up next to bat for Midland is Nick Schwartz. Schwartz coming in, and he hits that one out of play, foul. And it's 0-1. Corpus Christi leading the Rough Riders 1-0. In the bottom of the third inning, there is Statesman's Park. Say pretty good on top of that. Rough Riders had rain today, and yes, severe weather moving towards the east. San Antonio should get thunderstorms by later on this evening sometime. That one is popped foul. The count now holding at 0-2. And the pitch. And that one is high pop up right there, out of play. And still holding at no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside. And the count now 1-2. 1-2. High pop up. Behind the backstop is Salas. And there is out number 2. Not a good thing that you pop that one up behind the backstop area, but that sure wastes the out and the opportunity to get on base. Here's center fielder for Midland, Henry Bolt. Bolt coming in, looking pretty sharp as he did the last few nights. During Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, pretty good in the home run averages. That's a .399 in the opposition. Pretty good about that. And takes that one outside, 1-1. 1-1. That one is right there. And the count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes. One more strike to go here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-2. Swing and a miss right there. And that is the second strikeout for Jason Blanchard as he gets out of the half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Midland. We head to the third for San Antonio, and it's still no score through 2. So back here after this as third baseman Yendry Rojas will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Well, top of the third inning for San Antonio. As we're getting set for the third inning here in this broadcast. And so far, we're just super excited to bring you again more baseball. And we lead off the third for the Missions, Yendry Rojas. Rojas coming in, and boy, still no score through 2 innings of play here tonight. That's going to be right there and up to center, and that is out number 1.
Batting 8, the second baseman.
Boy, no hits or anything. Just one lone hit for Midland. Second baseman Nerwillian Cedeno coming in. And the pitch, that's down and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So in a little bit, we should see these clouds glow an orange color, which would be awfully beautiful. And that one is blistered. That one deep to right. Watch it hit the wall. And there's the first hit for San Antonio. And he's got a stand-up double. Nerwillian Cedeno gets a 1-out double for his teammates. So pretty good right there as he comes in and blisters that one. And boy, the pitcher could be kicking himself over the mistake that he ever threw a pitch like that. Well, I got to say, John, I don't think it was a mistake, but you could be right about that. Yeah, for sure. 9-hole batter, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. Trying to look for a way to get his teammate home out there in second base. And a pitch. That one is high in the air in left field. And that is out number 2, caught by the left fielder. And here's the left fielder, Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in as 0 for 1, a strikeout here tonight. So 1 hit apiece for both San Antonio and Midland. And that one is fouled off. The count now 0-1 to the left fielder here. No balls, 1 strike the count. And the pitch. And that is back up the middle. He laced this roof for a base hit. Runner coming home from second. And he's safely aboard. And San Antonio now taking a 1-0 lead against the Midland Rockhounds. Boy, that was up the middle past the pitcher's legs. And he'll lace that through a center field base hit. So RBI single, here is Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, ready to go. He hits that one out of play, and that goes towards the backstop. In the count now, 0-1. 0 for 1, a ground out by Salas here tonight. And the pitch. That one is lifted high in the air up to right center field. And that is out number 3. But San Antonio getting a run on the RBI single. And that is a pretty good half inning. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Bottom half of the third coming up. San Antonio leads it 1-0. Bottom half of the third inning for Midland right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, here's the next batter up, Drew Swift. 8-9-1 due up, bottom of 3 here for Midland. The pitch is high, and that is going to get up to center. Joshua Mears gets up there, makes a fine running play to get the out.
The catcher.
And there's one away.
McIver.
Willie McIver coming in now. That's the average, 299 over a 400. Pretty good for his numbers. 7 home runs and 13 RBIs of the year for Midland. In their time, they started a 3-game set in the opener of this year against the Arkansas Travelers. 0-1. Right there, high in the air, up the left. Fabian has it, 2 down.
The batter, number 9. Shortstop, Ariel Angeles.
And that'll bring up Urabel Angeles back to the top of the lineup now for the Rockhounds. And here's the pitch. That is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, we got to look up some Texas League scores. San Antonio leading Midland 1-0. Corpus Christi leading Frisco Rough Riders there at Statesman's Park. It is now a 3-0 ball game. They've got a runner at third base. So far, they're in the top of the 4th. Corpus Christi leading 3. That's a swing and a miss right there. The count now, 2-1. I do pardon myself. 2-1 the count now to Angeles. Here's the 2-1. And that's going to be right there. He gets it. Castagnon gives to Blanchard right in time. What a play. And that is how the inning comes to a close. Boy, knock it down. Perfect inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and no one left on base for Midland. We head to the 4th inning. San Antonio leading it by 1-0. So Joshua Mears, Castagnon, and Campbell will lead it off in the 4th inning for San Antonio when we come back. Fourth inning set to go here for the San Antonio Missions, right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, here's center fielder Joshua Mears as he leads it off for San Antonio. It's ready to go, the pitch. That one is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, a nice night for San Antonio, up 1-0 against Midland. And that's a strike inside. That's the count now, 1-1. Unlike that last night, that 15-1 victory for the Missions, that was a real good whooping. That one right there, up to the first baseman as he grounds one. And that is out number 1. Marcos Castañon, the first baseman, comes. Ready to go here for San Antonio. And the pitch. That one is driven up nicely. That is up to center field, that base hit. Boy, that one blistered. That was a pretty good play by Marcos Castañon.
The batter, number 7.
And that'll bring in number 7. And that is right fielder Jacob Campbell. As he comes in. Here's the pitch to him. And that is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first, 1 away. Right fielder Campbell for San Antonio comes in. So far, pretty good. Here's the pitch. Getting ready. Here's a 1-0 delivery. And that's going to be a base hit to right. And there's 2 aboard now. Boy, and San Antonio trying to get in a little push here. And evidently they're doing just that. Trying to get their second run plated, their third one as well. They are really trying to get another win on the road here in Midland. Yeah, for sure, John. They are trying their level best. That one is gloved, and he stops it right there for 1. They do not get the runner at first, and they will overturn the double play with the runner out at second. Hot corner third baseman, Yendry Rojas. Coming in now for San Antonio. Is ready to go. Here's the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. Up to left field, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for San Antonio. We head now to the home half of the 4th inning for the Rockhounds. San Antonio leads it 1-0. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Colby Halter will come back as we get set to go for the bottom of 4 when we come back here to Texas League Baseball. All right, about ready to go for the bottom half of the fourth. And here is Colby Halter. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob, and we do apologize for being away. Oh, Bob, you're supposed to turn down the volume on the computer. Do apologize, John. We were having some technical difficulties just earlier on. But 1 ball and no strikes to Colby Halter, as that is fouled away. The count now 1-1. Well, evidently tonight, Wichita ties up Arkansas after winning against the Arkansas Travelers. So pretty good. They started their ball game at 5 o'clock, and that one high in the air. Castagnon has it, and he'll make the play for route number 1.
The right fielder, number 19, Nate Nanke.
Still a long way to go here in this evening's broadcast. Here's right fielder Nate Nanke. 0 for 1 to fly out the last time up. So far, pretty good on that one. Here's the pitch. That is high fly out of play. And the count now 0-1 to the third batter in the Midland Rockhounds batting order. The 0-1.
Ball, that's in.
And that is outside. The count now 1-1. The 1 ball and 1 strike. That one hit high in the air, up to right center, and that's getting down for a base hit. And that's going to be a tying run at second. Boy, tell you one thing. Rough around the edges when it comes down to it. And it really gets going. Nick Kurtz coming in from Midland. Runner in scoring position at second, 1 away. That's a swing and a miss, and the count now is 0-1. A pretty good night if San Antonio can get a win, and hopefully they should try to get it. Hopefully. That one is high fly in the air, and that's going to get by. A base hit to right, and that might as well just tie things up, and we're going to be deadlocked at 1, and that's the RBI triple right for Midland. Boy, tell you what, that is like nothing we've ever seen before, but the Rockhounds tie up against San Antonio. Pretty nice. Rockhound fans getting a whole lot happy. Here is the 5th batter, Caden Trinkle. As he takes that one outside, the count now is 1 ball, no strikes to the left fielder. Here's a 1-0. And that one is a slider, and the count now 2-0. Boy, I hope Jason Blanchard really trying to get things back in his favor tonight, and I hope so far he tries to focus on the next batter up and try to get something going. Maybe a strikeout or 2. Indeed. Here's pitch. That one is foul. The count now 2-2. We're tied at 1 here in Midland, Texas. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled in the way. And the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and they'll get him. So that's the 3rd strikeout by Jason Blanchard. And Nick Schwartz coming up to bat now for Midland. And here's the pitch. That one high in the air up to right field. Right fielder Campbell gets under it, and they will tightrope out of danger. But Nick Kurtz will get in, and boy, he delivers the tying run up for Midland as we end the 4th inning, and we're tied 1-1. Well, San Antonio, top of the fifth inning. Norwillian Cedeno will lead it off for the Missions when we come back. Fifth inning of play here tonight for San Antonio as we're tied at 1-1 here on this Saturday night. As the second baseman, Norwillian Cedeno, leads it off for San Antonio here in the fifth. 8-9-1 due up. And boy, yes, the clouds are starting to glow the orange color. I love the orange color. Beautiful in the clouds. Yeah, it sure is, John. And gotta say, all the severe weather just heading east away from Midland, east away of Dallas. And yes, you did see the live broadcast there in Frisco. Rough Riders taking on Corpus Christi. And yeah, so far they are pretty much seeing the sky all to themselves. And the thunderstorms heading just east away from the Dallas-Frisco metropolitan area. Yeah, that is for sure, Bob. Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. Pretty good baseball evening, and that is right there outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the next new homestand, the Midland Rockhounds take on Corpus Christi. That's going to be a pretty interesting homestand as they'll come back on Tuesday, May 27th to take on Corpus Christi, starting a 7 o'clock first pitch. Right after they get back from the Frisco Rough Riders. That one right there, that's a fair ball up to left. And that's going to get a double for Leo Dallas DeVries.
Now batting.
And pretty much that was really, really good hitting right there for Leo. And time now is being called as the manager relieves his starting pitcher for Midland. And now here is Ben Bowden. 4-seam splitter, slider, and a 2-seam fastball coming in for the Rockhounds here this evening. And manager's giving him the ball and the responsibility to make sure to get out of this half inning unscathed. But I say, no promises intended. That is right there, fouled off the count now, 0-1 to the leadoff batter, Albert Fabian. Corpus Christi leading 3-2 against the Frisco Rough Riders. They're top half of the 6th inning right now. Sunset starting to come in for them, and boy, beautiful images coming in for the Frisco Rough Riders area. No balls, 2 strikes, and as I say before, I love baseball evenings. Evenings are beautiful because you got the clouds, you got the sunset. It could be a little bit hot on a baseball night. The temperatures staying below normal. And that's going to get right there. A base hit. Boy, and they come back in, and the right fielder gives the ball back to the catcher.
Ethan Salas.
Well, we got to answer a pretty good question. Who are the top 6 MLB players in Dwarf single season since 1960? So what's the question on that?
Ball, that's just out.
Well, I don't know, John. Well, I pretty much don't know either, but evidently we'd probably have to look that up. A proud sponsor, Google. Ethan Salas coming in now for San Antonio. That one is hard hit and foul, and the count now 1-1. Tomorrow's first pitch, 1 o'clock. As we bring you the live action here one more time from Midland. Midland heads to Frisco after tomorrow afternoon. And San Antonio heads back home, and just like we head back with them, so we have a Tuesday through Sunday series against the Wichita Wind Surge. Here's the 1-2. And that's going to be right up the middle. He'll force right there, and that's a double play. So Taco Villa double play to the Rockhound fans, as that will conclude the half inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and we're still deadlocked at 1. Henry Bolt leads things off in the 5th inning, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages. This one, proud sponsored of Midland Rockhounds baseball. It is Taco Villa. Anytime the Rockhounds during this season get a double play against their opponents, and the last one that you saw against the San Antonio Missions, every fan in tonight's attendance will get the courtesy coupon for 2 free tacos, courtesy of our friends there at Taco Villa. Now, we'll say tomorrow, Taco Villa Sunday is, well, you get a coupon for 12 crispy tacos, courtesy of our favorite boys there at Taco Villa. Now, that's what the Permian Basin stands for, the greatest of all fast food chains that Bobby Cox owns. And that is Taco Villa, Rose's Cafe, and Texas Burger, and pretty good places there. He's got them stretched through Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and many other places as well. Well, anyway, we lead off the bottom of the 5th inning as we're still tied at 1, as here comes Henry Bolt. It was 0 for 1 last time up here. And the pitch. That is high and inside for a called strike. And it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's an inside strike, and the count now 0-2. The 0-2. And right there out of play. Still hanging on at 0-2 for Henry Bolt. And a pitch. That one is skied to right center. Campbell getting under it. Pulls off the center fielder as he makes the grab for the out.
The third baseman, number 60, Drew.
Third baseman Drew Swift coming in. Tied at 1 apiece for San Antonio and Midland in the bottom of the 5th inning. So if you are listening to us here on YouTube Live, we welcome y'all into our Saturday night broadcast. Don't forget our last broadcast of this homestand against the San Antonio Missions and the Midland Rockhounds starting tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. So no balls, 2 strikes. Blanchard at 41. And so far, pretty good. That was 41 complete strikes on 8 balls. He had 49 in total. And that's right there. Glove by Castagnon. He is not letting that one get by him. And that's going to bring in Willie McGyver, the Midland Rockhounds catcher in the A's organization. 50 pitches now for the bottom of the 5th inning for the San Antonio starter, Jason Blanchard. That one is lifted high in the air, left field. Fabian gets in there, and he'll make the play for out number 3. 5 innings come and go tonight as we're still tied at 1-1. And what a great home crowd we have as we head to the 6th. Just absolutely love baseball. Center fielder Joshua Mears will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Well, we're through 5 complete innings as we head to the top of the 6th, and that'll bring in the center fielder, Joshua Mears. Welcome you back to Rockhounds baseball here in West Texas, the Permian Basin. Joined in the booth by my great friend Bob. And Bob, you enjoying yourself tonight? I'm enjoying myself, John. Yeah, me too. Just a beautiful evening. 6 innings, starting to see the glow of the clouds. Wow. That one is right there. That's a liner straight away, right field, and that's a base hit. Boy, and the Missions trying to get in there. And so far, they should hopefully get in there. Just a beautiful play to right field, and it's got to absolutely love baseball evenings. I love the game, and I love the season. Marcos Castagnon leads it off, and that's going to be outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Now, even though 5 months left of this current season and campaign, and yes, we do have the playoffs, the first half has not concluded until the month of July, which hopefully San Antonio could get a playoff spot, and I sure hope they do. That's a liner. That's a straightaway right field base hit. And they're 2 up on base.
The batter, number 7.
And that'll bring up the next batter up, Jacob Campbell. Campbell ready to go. Here's the pitch to him. That one lifted high in the air up to center. The center fielder runs it and catches it at knee angle. Wow, what a play. Boy, and thought that would be a ball getting down, and that would have put bases loaded. Designated hitter is Cole Roederer as he strides up next for San Antonio. The designated hitter coming in clutch lightning. He's 0 for 2 of the night. Takes a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. So far, Oklahoma have seen their fair share of tornadoes this evening. And by golly, they sure have. That's right there in the count now. At no balls and 2 strikes. And a pitch. And that one lifted high in the air up to center. No dice as that will fall down to the center fielder's glove.
The batter, the third baseman, Gentry Rojas.
So Gentry Rojas coming in, the third baseman. He flied out and lined out, is 0 for 2 of the night for San Antonio. He pitches and deals and hits that one out of play. So that ball will get down to left field where all the fans are at. Knowingly, we just ask that all fans stay off the field while the game is in progress. That one right there and out of play. The count now 0-2. A lot of foul balls throughout the season tend to hurt people, but we just ask to stay aware. And that one's going to be blistered. That one deep, that one high, but not enough to get a home run in. And that concludes the 6.5 innings. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for San Antonio. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning for Midland, and it is still a tie ball game at 1-1. Arabelle Angeles leads it off, and we're about ready to go for that half inning here in Midland. Back here for more Rockhounds baseball when we come back. About set to go for the bottom half of the sixth inning right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, before we get started for this half inning, we're calling a pitcher change for San Antonio. It's Logan Gillespie coming out, pitching for San Antonio. The Padres organization called to the mound in this one. Well, we're about ready to go in the bottom half of the sixth inning for Midland. And the pitch. That is right there, out of play, foul, and the count now 0-1. Well, sun already starting to set here in this half inning, and yeah, the beautiful clouds gave us a spectacular 5 nights of seeing this. It's beautiful. Now, even though if we did not have the clouds, we wouldn't have the opportunity of seeing the glows. So a strikeout by Logan Gillespie, and that'll bring up Colby Halter. Halter coming in is ready to go. And the pitch. That one is straightaway center. Mears lets it fall right in front of him, and that's a leadoff base hit for Colby Halter. So right in front of him. Instant replay shows that it was in front of center fielder Mears. And here's a Nate Nankill. He hits that one out of play, and the count now 0-1. So 1 for 2, a double by Nankill tonight, the right fielder position. Well, Frisco leads the Corpus Christi Hooks 4-3. And boy, pretty good night there in Frisco. If the Rough Riders win, they will push up to 23 wins of the season, and that will put them up in first place. Now, if Midland loses, then evidently the Rough Riders will take back the first place position here in the South Division. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now. Now, San Antonio needs to get some wins. I mean, I tell you, Bob, yeah, they really need to get some wins here, John. And that's going to be a liner over the first baseman's head, and that's a base hit. First and third now, and now Midland has the tie-breaking run 90 feet away from scoring in. And boy, pretty good on that liner as a runner from first will head to third, and that is pretty good hitting for Midland. Nick Kurtz coming in. Here's a pitch to him. And that's going to be a liner. That's going to be a base hit. That will untie the ball game. And the Rockhounds lead it by 2-1. They are coming back tonight. Here in beautiful Midland, Texas. What a way to get the 5th game of this 6-game series going in. Here's Caden Trinkle as he takes an inside strike. It's 0-1. 1 away, 2-1. 1 run in to score. Left fielder Caden Trinkle coming in. And a pitch. That one is popped up, high foul, and the count now 0-2. Well, hopefully San Antonio could get in here and let the W or not, and that's something else we'll talk about. Well, that is a strikeout, and they're 2 down as Caden Trinkle gets a out right there. Boy, bases loaded for the Frisco Rough Riders. Bottom of the 6th inning against Corpus Christi. Here is Nick Schwartz, and he did not go, almost did, and that's taken in for a called strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. That's a swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. The 0-2. That is popped foul and still hanging on. You know, for the Frisco Rough Riders, Bases loaded up. A 4-3 score there in Statesman's Park. They got the bases loaded. So pretty good on that. That's a swing and a miss. And boy, get him down chasing. But Nick Kurtz gets one. And he powers one over for a base hit. And the Rockhounds lead it by 2-1. That base hit drops in, and they had 2 runners on base right after that. So we head to the 7th inning as San Antonio trailing by 1. It's a 2-1 lead for Midland. All right, about set to go for the top of the 7th inning for San Antonio, right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, we're getting a pitching change for Midland. Stevie Emanuels will lead it for the Rockhounds. And a 4-seam slider and a cutter as he will get things started here for the top half of the 7th inning here for Midland.
The second baseman.
San Antonio's second baseman, Norwillian Cedeno, leads it off. 8-9-1 due up for the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. That one blistered, and boy, he's got everything right there a man could ever ask for. That's getting down. That's a base hit double. And to Norwillian Cedeno, he just gets one for the fans of San Antonio right there. 2 tacos for Taco Villa. But I tell you one thing, a base hit actually works in the really good start right there. Okay, who are the top MLB players in dwarf season since 1960? And here are the answers. Evidently, we will go back. And it's Andrelton Simmons. He's had a 5.2 in 2017. Mark Bellinger, 4.9 in 1975. Ozzie Smith, a 4.8 in 1989. Brooks Robinson, a 4.5 in 1968. Mark Bellinger, 4.4 in 1968. Kevin Kiermaier, and 4.4 in 2015. The one away as Leo Dallas DeVries gets struck out. And that was down and in looking. There's your 6 batters of MLB in WAR single season in 1960. So that's right there in the count now, 0-1. The left fielder, Albert Fabian, 2 for 3, 2 singles, an RBI. And a pretty good night. And San Antonio now has a tying run up at second base. That is fouled off. The count now is 0-2. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. Left fielder Fabian. Out now for San Antonio. And that's going to be right there. That's a liner straight away. And that's going to put in. And right there, a tying run ball game.
Now batting, catcher.
Boy, and he took quite a tumble. He lost the ball as he took the tumble. And right there, that's a base hit, a run in to score. I'll tell you what, ugly as it comes. It comes in ugly in bunches. That's right there up to right field. That's a base hit. And that one is out of here. And San Antonio takes back the lead. Home run by Ethan Salas. And now it's 4-2 San Antonio against Midland. Boy, we treat you to a Saturday night here in good old Midland, Texas, and I gotta say, that is one heck of a night for us here. Well, time now is being called as here comes the manager, and that's going to do for the starter, I guess, but evidently I think it's the relief pitcher. Yeah, it would be the first relief pitcher, John, as we all see it, but evidently we have a new arm out here. Right-hander Tanner Dodson is a four-seam, a slider, a curveball, and a two-seamer as well in that one. Yeah, pretty good right there, Bob. Well, still in the top of the seventh inning with one away, as San Antonio hits a two-run shot by the second hitter and the catcher. Which that was a pretty remarkable hit up to right field. The two-run shot. Mears comes in, and he's in the count now, 0-1. And here's the pitch. That is right there. And gloved by the left fielder for the out. And that's two away. First baseman Marcos Castañon is 2 for 3. And he's going to hit that one on the screws up to left field, and that does it. So Ethan Salas gets a two-run shot to right field, and he'll give San Antonio the lead back against Midland. And it is a 4-2 ball game as we're in the stretch inning, the bottom of the seventh. And get up his stretch. The San Antonio Missions lead it 4-2 against Midland. We're back for the stretch inning here in Midland as we get set for the bottom of the 7th. And here is John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob. And I got to say, we're having a pretty good night thus far here in Midland, Texas. Well, one more game tomorrow afternoon, and got to say it's going to be pretty nice when we get ready to do that. Missions are back home. They take on the Wichita Wind Surge starting May 20th through the 25th. And then May 27th through June 1st, San Antonio heads the road to Arkansas to take on the Arkansas Travelers. June 3rd through the 8th, we are meeting up against Midland. And then June 10th through the 15th, we are up in Amarillo to take on the Sod Poodles. We're just giving the San Antonio schedule. June 17th through the 22nd is taking on the Frisco Rough Riders. And then June 24th through the 29th, Missions are back home, or back on the road. I do apologize about that. They're back on the road as we take on the Midland Rockhounds here at Franco Park. And then a short 3-game set against Corpus Christi. And then short 3-game set in Corpus Christi. And then on the road, heading to Kansas, taking on Wichita. Then it's a 9-game homestand, 3 short against Amarillo. And then our last 6-game set against the Midland Rockhounds. Well, we are taking on the Frisco Rough Riders 12 games. They'll lead off 6 starting July 29th through August 3rd at Frisco. Then we're back home August 5th through the 10th as we take on the visiting Springfield Cardinals. August 12th through the 17th at Tulsa. And then we're back August 19th through the 24th as we take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles 6 more times in the 2025 season. August 26th through the 31st, we have our last ever 6-game set against the Frisco Rough Riders. Then September 2nd through the 7th, we are one more homestand in San Antonio, taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. September 9th through the 14th at Springfield. And then it'll officially be the Texas League playoff rounds as we get set for that. Well, anyway, it's pretty nice that we are getting set to go for a lot of baseball. We've got so many games, and boy, we are still a long ways from the off season, and we're going to have a lot more fun. But anyway, the second half of the 2025 season will start in July. So I do believe it is July 18th through the 20th when we take on Amarillo for a leadoff 3 and Midland for a 6-game set. Well, we lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Here is Henry Bolt to lead us off. A 4-2 score for San Antonio in this game. And the pitch, down and in for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. For Frisco, leading a run against Corpus Christi. 4-3 the score. And the 0-1. He bunts that one, and that would go foul. And the count now 0-2. So, gotta say, pretty good on that as well. The 0-2 delivery. And he hits that one out of play. The count now still remaining at 0-2. Well, Bob is trying to get our scores up. And hopefully he is working his magic on the computer here. The 0-2. And he hits that one foul. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on in the Texas League here tonight. And yeah, so far, let's see who won there in Springfield. I do believe we are going to look real quick. Springfield is winning a game, so they will take the fifth game against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. So Amarillo will be 18-19. Boy, the Sod Poodles fall in a 4-3 final. But pretty good on that for Springfield. And that's a swing and a miss right there. He goes. And Bolt is down retired.
The third baseman, number 16, Drew.
0 for 2, a fly out and a line out. Here is third baseman Drew Swift. Swift coming in. The wind up the stretch by Gillespie. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up the center field. Joshua Mears intercepts it. And that is for the base hit single.
Now batting, the catcher.
One away in this half inning. And here is Willie MacGyver. MacGyver coming in, ready to go. Hits that one straight away center. Joshua Mears getting up here. And he makes the grab for the out. So 2 down in the half inning. Well, Tulsa gets a win. They beat Northwest Arkansas 4-1. And now it's Springfield and Tulsa. Now in the North Division, they are tied up once again. And now Northwest Arkansas being 19 even. So pretty good on that. Our final 4 ball clubs tonight is San Antonio at Midland, Corpus Christi at Frisco, and so far the Frisco Rough Riders, they are in the lead 4-3 against the Corpus Christi Hooks. And now they tie it up in the top half of the 7th inning. And boy, still 2 more base runners out there. So Corpus Christi could get a win there at Statesman's Park. But anyway, well, I guess they could. But anyway, bottom half of the 7th inning. And it's a tie ball game, 4-4 there at Statesman's Park. The Rough Riders in Corpus Christi. And that's going to be hit high in the air. Right fielder Campbell will make the play. And that will officially do it for 7 complete innings. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left for Midland. We head to the 8th inning. San Antonio leads it 4-2. Right fielder Jacob Campbell leads it off as we head to the top of the 8th inning straight ahead. This is Bob, and you're listening to Rockhounds Baseball here in West Texas, the Permian Basin. Now sending it back to John for the top of the 8th inning. 8th inning coming up here in Midland, Texas. Thank you, Bob. And gotta say we have right fielder Jacob Campbell to lead us off. A San Antonio lead 4-2 here in Midland, Texas. Pretty good one. Liner straightaway center, base hit. And he comes out like nothing else, and that was a phenomenal hit that he just hit.
The designated hitter, Cole Roederer.
Yeah, for sure, and that will bring up Cole Roederer as he stands in. Designated hitter coming to the plate for San Antonio, and that's going to be inside for a strike at 0-1. He was 0 for 3 last time up around in the 2nd inning. Well, if you want to do some, Bob, you're more than welcome to do some. We are partners. We need to work together. Okay, well, I appreciate your hospitality there, my friend. Yeah, for sure. Well, the 0-2 delivery was inside. But evidently, pretty good. The 0-2. And that one's going to be blistered deep to right. Watch it get out of here. And that's another pair of home runs in to score. And the first one for San Antonio goes to the designated hitter, Cole Roederer. Now San Antonio leading this ball game 6-2 against Midland. And boy, I tell you what, they are really good. It's like Froghorn Leghorn. Boy, I tell you what, there's eat that corn cob like nothing else. Oh man, I remember that funny TV show from the Looney Tunes. It was pretty funny, coming off a Cartoon Network, and really good. That one up high, straightaway right field, and the right fielder will make the play for the out. And there is one down.
William Cedeno.
That'll bring in William Cedeno, the second baseman's 2 for 3 of the night. Boy, Midland down 4 runs in this half inning. Cedeno comes in, looking in. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off, and it's 0-2. Well, Corpus Christi and Frisco are tied 4 apiece, bottom of the 7th. The tie-breaking run at first base. And that's going to be up to straightaway center. That's a base hit. The one-out single keeps a half inning alive. And pretty good right there. That will bring up Leo Dallas DeVries as he leads it off for the catcher duties. You know, he is, shortstop. I do apologize. The shortstop coming in and set to go here in this one. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be blistered deep to right. He's going to run out of room, and there he goes. It's gone. Leo Dallas DeVries. And it's 8-2 San Antonio. Boy, how do you like that? You had 4 runs coming this half inning. Boy, they are celebrating. And I don't think it's over yet there, Bob. Well, I don't think so either there, John. But evidently, we all look at it. That was a pretty good, phenomenal play. Well, with that being said, the reliever, second one of the night for Midland, is being replaced out. Here is Jack Weisenberger. 4-seam slider and a 2-seam fastball coming in for the Midland Rockhounds. So far, pretty good on that. San Antonio leads it now 6 runs against the Midland Rockhounds. It seems to me that Midland and, well, should I say the Frisco Rough Riders, now having 2 on base, still a tie ball game, 4-4 against Corpus Christi.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And yet, I got to say, there's a lot on the Corpus Christi roster and also the Frisco roster as well. That one's straightaway center, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, Ethan.
Well, that'll bring up the catcher, Ethan Salas. 1 for 4. 2-run shot last time up by Fabian, as that was back in the 7th inning. And that is inside for the cold strike, and it is 0-1. I've got to say, a big one here tonight. And that's going to be a liner up the straightaway left field, and that will pretty much do. So 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. San Antonio leads it 8-2. So we're back here as Colby Halter will lead it off for Midland when we come back. In the Texas League, it's Texas League baseball here in the Permian Basin, in the city of Midland. My home that I love, and it is 8-2 San Antonio. We are bottom half of the 8th inning for Midland right now in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. And now here is John Baker to deliver us more baseball on this Saturday evening. Take it away, Johnny. Thank you, Bob. And, oh, I love that. Thank you for doing that. Now, a lot of people call me Johnny, but anyway, we are set to go here for the bottom half of the 8th inning. San Antonio leads this game 8-2. And boy, they've got a big crucial lead against the Midland Rockhounds. And so far, they are really getting going at it. So anyway, we're about set to go here in this Saturday night here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And we're doing pretty good. Colby Halter coming in as he steps up first for Midland. And we're about set to go. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. The 12-inch curve will get him outfold for a strike. It's no balls and one strike to count. The 0-1. That is right there and in for a strike 2. And boy, tell you one thing, those seats are getting filled up. And so far, a lot of Rockhound fans. And that is out of play, foul. And the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Down and in, the 12-inch curve, 1-2. 15,247. Boy, big crowd tonight here in Midland. 1-2. And that one straight away center. Up to right field is Cedeno, and he gets it.
The right fielder, number 19.
He gets in the right. Makes the play, and that is out number 1 to the first baseman Castagnon. It's right fielder Nate Nankiel. Nankiel coming in ready to go. 2 for 3, double single, and a run for him here tonight. And the pitch is right there and out of play, and the count now 0-1. Don't forget Taco Villa Sunday tomorrow. Every fan in attendance will get the coupon for 12 crispy tacos, courtesy a survival box there at Taco Villa. Spice your life. I love that. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. That one high fly in the air. Right fielder Campbell could not get that, as that will land untouched. So here's the pitch, and here we go. That one hit high in the air. Up to center is Cedeno. He leaves his post, and that is out number 2.
Now batting.
Boy, Midland down now against it. They're down to their final 4 outs. And evidently they try hard to win another game here tonight. San Antonio, that's a slow roller to Cedeno to first base Castagnon. And that will conclude 8 innings of play. So no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody on for Midland. San Antonio leads the game 8-2 as we head to the 9th. Center fielder Joshua Mears will lead off the top of the 9th inning for San Antonio, and we will be right back. Top of the ninth for San Antonio. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Yeah, you almost got fooled right there, Bob. You almost think we're back home in San Antonio and stuff. Huh, yeah, I almost did, knucklehead. Yeah, you sure did, almost. Well, anyway, we head to the top half of the ninth inning for San Antonio. We're live back in Midland, Texas, as we bring you this one. Center fielder Joshua Mears coming in. 8-2 San Antonio here in the top of the ninth. That one is outside, 1 ball and no strikes as the first pitch was thrown in. Two right-handers, Perkins and Palouse, getting ready out there in the Midland dugout. Should I say call to the bullpen on that? That's a swing and a miss, and the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a liner. Ground hopper to the first baseman for the out.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And that is 1 away. Boy, tell you one thing, Corpus Christi, top of the 8th inning, now takes back the lead. And I think it is a 5-4 lead for Corpus Christi. That right there is the count now, 0-1 the first baseman, Marcos Castañon. Amarillo losing to Springfield, boy, 4-3 against the Amarillo Sod Poodles, and Springfield really gave Amarillo a run for the money today. Yeah, they sure did. Well, got to say the Corpus Christi Hooks now lead 6-4, top half of the 8th inning. So here's right fielder Jacob Campbell. Final out for the Missions here this evening. So far, pretty good on that. That one is a pitch outside, and the count now 1-0. So yeah, it's going to be a hot, humid afternoon tomorrow as we get set for baseball. And that one is going to land foul, and boy, he slips and falls on that one. And the count now 1-1. 2 away, nobody on for San Antonio here in this half inning. That one fouled off, and the count now 1-2. Had a great home crowd tonight. Just a lovely audience. And that's going to be a liner up to left center field, and that's getting down for a base hit. Jacob Campbell getting on base. Now 10 potential runs could be coming up with the designated hitter Cole Roederer coming to the plate. So pretty good if they could get 10. 2 more runs to make it 10 even for the Missions. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. It's 1 for 4, 2-run shot back in the 8th inning by Cole Roederer. And don't forget, John, that there was another prospector, a couple of them in the San Antonio lineup, that had 2 runs written all over that. Yeah, for sure. Slow roller to the shortstop area. They'll give it to first, and that's the inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. We head to the bottom of 9. Trinkle, Schwartz, and Bolt will lead it off. So back here for 1 more half inning of baseball. And it is a 8-2 lead for San Antonio. So back here right after this, our proud sponsor, Taco Villa. Bottom half of the ninth inning for Midland on this Saturday night here in the baseball game. And now here's John Baker to deliver the last of this game. Thank you, Bob, and we welcome you back as Caden Trinkle will lead it off for the Rockhounds. Down final 3 outs here in this evening. That one high fly in the air, and that will go foul. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch is fouled, and that'll put him in an 0-2 hole. I'll tell you one thing, it'll be ugly. They strike him out here. 0-2. Outside, and that's a 12-inch curve, and the count 1-2. Corpus Christi leading 6-4 against the Frisco Rough Riders. They're the bottom half of the 8th inning there at Statesman's Park. That's right there. That's going to get Cedeno comes, and boy, look at him. He intercepts it.
The batter, number 6, designated hitter, Nick.
Boy, first baseman Castagnon tries to stop it, but Cedeno comes in and gives it right back. And I think the pitcher stepped in. Or Castagnon got there and got that ball right where he wanted it. Right there to Campbell, and there's 2 down. Midland down to their final out here in the ball game.
Henry Bolt.
And Henry Bolt, the last man up for the Rockhounds here tonight. 8-2 San Antonio in this game, and the Missions have led the charge throughout the entire live stream. Just got to absolutely love how much this game really goes. The 1-0. And that's going to be a 2-out single right in front of right fielder Campbell. So I will say that previous play here in this bottom half of the 9th inning where the out came in, Cedeno comes, intercepts it, and gets it right back to Castagnon. And reviewing the footage of that, that's where it went. So here's third baseman Drew Swift is 1 for 3. No balls and a strike. As the Logan Gillespie now at 45 pitches. Here's pitch number 46, swing and a miss. And now the Rockhounds down against their last strike for this ball game. Here's the pitch. And that one lifted high in the air in center. This should do it. And that will. So San Antonio winning their 19th of the season. Pretty good on that. So they'll still lead the Sod Poodles by 1.5 games. And that'll put them 19 even, with Midland now being 22-16. San Antonio 19 even. Amarillo trailing in against the San Antonio Missions. The Corpus Christi being down in last place. And so far, plenty of time for Corpus Christi to come in and take the game there at Statesman's Park in Frisco. So far, a lot could change, from the Rough Riders being down to a couple of runs to the Corpus Christi Hooks being up top with the runs. So final score tonight, San Antonio winning this one 8-2. And we'll give you runs, hits, and errors first for the victorious San Antonio Missions. 8 runs on 16 hits and no errors. For Midland, 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Norwillian and Cedeno played 3 for 4 and had 2 doubles and 1 single, which that was pretty good. Well, we're into our after game show. And yes, we are starting to see the fireworks popping here in Midland. And pretty good as a lot of fans are watching it. Just can't hear it because the mics are now turned off. But Logan Gillespie is the win on the mound for San Antonio. The loss will go to Stevie Emanuels as he will get the loss for Midland. Well, anyway, tomorrow afternoon is our final game against these two ball clubs, at least for a while. San Antonio being one more game in Midland, and then it's back home to take on Wichita. We take on the Wind Surge May 20th through the 25th, and then it's off going to Arkansas May 27th through June 1st. Now, that will be the only 6-game set that San Antonio will head to Arkansas, and evidently, maybe 2026 would be a whole lot better in the scheduling. But anyway, I do hope and pray that we'll get more North divisions than we do South divisions. But evidently, with San Antonio and 4 other Texas League ball clubs in the South, they do get the same amount of North Division teams like Wichita, Northwest Arkansas, Springfield, Arkansas, and Tulsa. And so far, pretty good on that. But anyway, the fireworks still popping here tonight as this one win is for San Antonio, and they took it by final 8-2. Well, I want everybody to know that tomorrow is Taco Villa Sunday, and we are starting our game at 1 o'clock, right on the dot. So come on out. Gates open at 12 noon. Make sure you grab your drinks and have a good day with us on a Sunday afternoon. Missions will head back home. They take on Wichita. Midland heads to Frisco to take on the Frisco Rough Riders in the next leadoff 6-game series against the Riders there at Statesman's Park. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, for myself, I am John Baker, and this has been Bob as well. And we thank y'all for allowing us to come in and have a pretty good night here in this ball game. But we thank y'all for letting us come in, and we are going to have a pretty good time tomorrow afternoon as we wrap up this homestand and as we get ready to head home back to San Antonio for the 6-game set against Wichita, and that would be pretty good as well. Now, I will say, I think San Antonio may have partly cloudy skies during the 6-game set with the Wichita Wind Surge. And, yeah, so far we will look at the weather forecast on that. But anyway, I think we are down to the last 2 teams playing baseball tonight. At Corpus Christi and Frisco, the Rough Riders leading it off the bottom of the 9th inning. And still trailing a 4-2 lead against the Corpus Christi Hooks. And, yeah, they're trailing just 2 runs. So we will definitely see what goes on for the Frisco Rough Riders. But Brian Lavastida, there for Corpus Christi, has really been good in this season, and so far he's been very exceptional. But anyway, we're gonna stay on the air until the final 3 outs are completed. Pretty good group there in Frisco. as the Rough Riders trailing 2 runs. Corpus Christi still running the show in Frisco. So got to say, looks like thunderstorm activity starting to settle down for the night. Really don't think that the San Antonio area could get the storms, but nothing could be ruled out. 6-4 as Corpus Christi leads 2 against the Riders, and they are now underway at the bottom of the 9th inning as Tucker Mitchell coming in for Frisco and takes that one high and outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes to him. He averages .173, a home run, RBI of 5, which that is really good for Tucker Mitchell. 2-0, and that's in for a strike, and the count now 2-1. So great crowd there in Frisco, Texas. Just a pretty good crowd. 2-1, and right there he popped it right in front of the catcher, and that is 2-2. Now, Tucker Mitchell calling time, and he's going to put the bat to his forehead. I don't know why he does that, but all knowingly trying to probably focus on this batter here, Sanchez. That one's down and in, and that will put it to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tucker Mitchell. That one lifted high in the air up to right field as this right fielder will make the grab. And that's 1 down. So Aaron Zavala will be the next batter up for the Frisco Rough Riders. So 2 more outs left for the Rough Riders here tonight on this Saturday. Up to the plate now, batting in the left-hand side is Aaron Zavala. That's down and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes to him. 1 away, nobody on, bottom of the 9th inning. Corpus Christi leading at 6-4. And the pitch. That one high, and now go out of that, and it's 2 balls, no strikes to Zavala. And he bats the average .250, 3 home runs, and 15 RBIs. That's pretty good for the Texas Rangers organization, right, Bob? I got to say, John, absolutely right. And when we all look at it, when we get in there for Texas Rangers, you got to be well focused and maintain whatever it is, the composure to get on base. Man, that is for sure. Well, Zavala gets a 4-pitch walk, and yep, they will have a base runner at first, and now the tying run headed up to the plate. So pretty good as now Frisco as the tying run, the winning run on the on-deck circle. And that's down and in for the ball. And the count now is 1-0 to Luis Mieses, averaging .275. 4 home runs and 15 RBIs on that one. That's taken in for a strike, and the count now at 1-1. 1 away, 1 on. 9th inning and the last of that ball game. Looking in. Here's a 1-1. That one is popped out of play. And it goes to 1-2 to Mieses. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Now 10:20 p.m. on this night. And the pitch. That's down and in. And the count now 2-2. We're just giving you the last of the Frisco Rough Riders out here. And we'll say if Corpus Christi wins this one, then Frisco will not move to first place. But evidently get a base runner in and hit a 3-run shot. That will put Frisco up back to first place. That's down and in. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last 2 teams playing baseball at this hour. Boy, and if Frisco moves into first place, then Midland will get in a second place position. As San Antonio still holds their ground in third place. 4th and 5th place positions is Amarillo and Corpus Christi. So we'll say those 2 teams need a little work and stuff, but not doing too bad. That one high and outside, and that's ball 4. So Mieses gets walked down to first, and now the winning run is getting on. And so far the tying run is out there at first base. The winning run now approaches the plate, and that will probably get the Rough Riders' 23rd win of the season if they could walk it off here. And if not, that's a different story to tell now, wouldn't it be? Yeah, it sure would, John. And I mean to tell you, something's going to change in Frisco, or I don't know what, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Bimelec Ortiz coming in for the Rough Riders. He's got 2 on, 1 away. So a pretty good night, a solid performance by Abimelec Ortiz. I seen him in San Antonio as we took on the Riders in that one time. That one is a pitch high fly and out of play. The count now 0-1 to him. So no balls and 1 strike to Ortiz. Here's the pitch from Sanchez, and he hits that one out of play. And that will go to an 0-2 count. A lot of fans just run after the foul balls. So far, pretty good. Well, anyway, we had our fireworks show. It's pretty nice. And yeah, tomorrow, don't forget the series will wrap up at 1 o'clock. And yeah, always good to take you out to the ball game. And that's right there, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Ortiz. Trying to get on base, keep the inning alive, or hit a 3-run winning home run shot. And we'll see what happens there. Here's a 1-2, and that's going to be laced up into left field, and that's going to get right up there, and that is caught for the second out. And Ortiz goes down retired, and that is 1 more away for the Frisco Rough Riders. It only takes a 3-run shot to win that ball game there at Statesman's Park. Corpus Christi only 2 runs ahead of Frisco tonight. So far, everybody is now going home here in Midland after the great fireworks show that we just had. So far, our final 8-2. San Antonio wins this ball game. Got to say, loved how much we had We've had a great day. 15,247 in attendance tonight. So 2 on, 2 away. Bottom of 9, and there's the pitch. That is a foul. The Walcott, who was coming in. Walcott coming in. He's got first 2. But yes, he is the last batter up for the Frisco Rough Riders. And that's outside 1-1. One more out in that ball game there in Frisco. Rough Riders got the winning run now at the plate. And that's a swing and a miss. One more to go. That's the count now, 1-2. So one more shot for the Rough Riders as they try to get something going. One and two, here's the delivery, and that is a swing and a miss, and right there, the Rough Riders go down. Corpus Christi wins it 6-4. They take Game 5. And that means that the Riders will stay in second place. Corpus Christi winning their 13th of the season. Frisco now 22-16, tied up with Midland. Well, I gotta say, we've had a fun night. But two teams continue the series tomorrow evening, or should I say tomorrow afternoon. I do apologize about that. Two teams will wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon. First pitch here at 1 o'clock for the Midland Rockhounds. Don't forget, Corpus Christi and Frisco will start their next evening ball game tomorrow night at 6:05. But first pitch will come in at 7 o'clock. So don't forget about that. Well, anyway, we've had a good day, and thus far we thank y'all for tuning in to this broadcast, and we thank y'all very much for a great day. Well, anyway, 10:27 as we wrap up this one, and so far Bob and myself are getting ready to head back to the motel room, and we are just happy that we came aboard on this evening. So anyway, we are going to go get Taco Villa for dinner, or if that's whatever you want, Bob. Yeah, that would be fine. Who's buying? You're buying or me? Okay, I'm buying then. But anyway, hope to see you guys back in the next one. And we are back at it tomorrow afternoon, and our first pitch at 1 o'clock. For all of us here in Midland, Texas, I'm John Baker, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon for our finale, the 6-game set between the San Antonio Missions and the Midland Rockhounds. Thank you so much for giving us the best day of this great day. It's been a pretty good one. Well, anyway, y'all have a good night. Drive home safely. You're listening to Rockhounds Baseball, and now we take you back to your regularly scheduled programming.